What's good to all the people of the world? Your boy Fat Boy Fish is back with my little research for today, and I was just doing my research on World War I and how our people was affected and what some of our soldiers had to endure and go through. So I wrote these two pages I want to read to y'all today, and I want y'all to think about some of the things that I tell you about what happened to our soldiers, our veterans, our Marines. Now, when World War II came to an end in 1945, 12 million veterans returned home back to the States. Of these 12 million veterans, 880,000 were black soldiers. Now, I tell you right there, that's only 120,000 shy from 100,000 soldiers. 100,000 African American soldiers went and fought in World War II. Okay, I don't know how many of our lost, you know what I'm saying, how many that we lost over there actually engaged in battle, but we had 880,000 come back from the war. These brave men went overseas to fight for America, freedom, democracy, but never received what they put their lives at risk for. They came back to find what they were fighting for was only for certain Americans, not African descended people. Brave, fearless black men came back from the war, so when these men tried to assert their equality, the Klan was re-energized by the sight of these strong black men, so it was the renewal of all the hate of old days. So what was said is like, even though at that point in American history we was on the same page because we had to go over and fight the Nazis and whatnot, but when these strong black men came here, when they came back from the war after putting their lives on the line, they want to be treated like anybody else. They want to be treated like any American citizen. After they came back, they wanted opportunities like everybody else, but the Klan, you know what I'm saying? You know how these evil people are, you know what I'm saying? And by seeing these fearless black men, it scared them. So all of that old hatred of old days it's just like recycled to another year. So let me give you examples of what happened to our soldiers after they put their lives on the line for the red, white, and blue. Sergeant Isaac Woodward, when he was 27 years old, he was honorably discharged from Camp Georgia, was pulled from a public bus in uniform and incarcerated, beaten so badly that he was blinded. One of his eyes was gouged out for his service for our great nation. Now this man, he get honorably discharged, you know what I'm saying? That's not dishonorably discharged. He was honorably discharged. He came back, and this man wasn't even doing anything to anyone or nothing. He just riding the bus trying to get home. But since he got his military uniform on, what they do to this man? They take out both of his eyes, and he fought. You know what I'm saying? He fought for the red, white, and blue. He fought for all the American principles that we hold so close to our heart. So when people tell me about wars and different things that we've been in, believe me, I read and I know, and from what I'm seeing, it's just not fair for my people. You know what I'm saying? We should be treated like anybody else, and these things that I'm reading should have not happened. Okay, let's read another one. In Alabama, a black veteran removed a Jim Crow sign. A evil, angry streetcar conductor unloaded his pistol into the ex-Marine. When the chief police came to the scene, he shot the Marine in the head to finish the job. All this strong black man wanted was to be treated like any other American citizen, Jim Crow free. So all this veteran did was remove a sign that says Jim Crow. And I don't know what if they're a streetcar driver, that must be like a train. This man in the train unloaded his whole pistol on this black man just for removing a fucking sign. Excuse my language, y'all. I'm not trying to cuss. Okay, let's read on. In South Carolina, a veteran complained about Jim Crow transportation. His eyes were gorged out of his head with the butt of the sheriff's police club for wanting to be treated like any other American citizen. All of these things happened to our veterans for saying how he felt. So basically, this man, he didn't hit nobody, he didn't hurt nobody. All he did was state his opinion on how he felt about the Jim Crow transportation. And it cost this man both of his eyes. You know what I'm saying? So not only did this veteran go overseas to fight for everything that America stands for, all he did was voice his complaint on what he felt like, and it cost him his eyes. Now I ask y'all, is that fair? Okay, let's read on. In Louisiana, a black veteran refused to give a white man a war memento. He was dismembered, castrated, and blew with a blowtorch for wanting to keep his memento of battle. So this man, whatever memento of war he got when he was up over there, he fought for it. He earned it. And when this white man seen this, he wanted it. You know what I'm saying? This man was not willing to give it to him, but it cost him. What does it say? They dismembered him. So they cut him in pieces for a memento. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? This black man gave his life to fight for this country, got him a war memento back from the war, and it cost him his life. Look what they did to him. They dismembered him, castrated him, and blew him with a blowtorch for wanting to keep his memento of battle. So it cost him his life. Okay, let's read on. In Georgia, 2 black veterans from the war, they were accused of flirting with a white woman. These black veterans were surrounded by a lynch mob of over 30 who tied the victims to a tree, then fired at close range into their face. One of the men was castrated. One of their wives had her spleen severed by forces of the 60 bullets. The other veteran's wife was pregnant, all over a lie that got these men and women killed. So not only did they kill these 2 veterans, they was with their wives. You know what I'm saying? And one of their wives was pregnant. Do you think that would stop these evil ass people from conducting themselves in this fashion? Now, okay, why these 2 sisters had to die for it? You know what I'm saying? Why they had to die for it? Did they do anything? Was they accused of flirting with the white woman? They did nothing. And just by them wanting to stand by their husband's side, they still had to lose their life for a lie that a white woman lied on these 2 brothers to get them killed because they got that bloodthirst. You know what I'm saying? They got that bloodthirst. How else do people act like that? Can you explain to me why people would want to take another human being's life for flirting? I can't understand that. You know what I'm saying? I can't understand it. And they would kill these sisters and these brothers for a lie. That's some bullshit, and y'all know it. Okay. The veterans' wives was pregnant, all over a lie that got these men and women killed, all over a lie. In February 1946, altercations between black and white vets in Columbia, Tennessee turned into a riot, ending in an arrest of more than 100 black men. 2 were shot and killed in jail. 5 were put on murder trials. Thurgood Marshall represented these prisoners. Soon as him and his lawyer team had to do what they had to do in short time because their lives was in jeopardy just by wanting to fight for the right and unjust treatment of our people. So Thurgood Marshall, as soon as Thurgood Marshall went to this scene, you know what I'm saying, they was trying to get him. He already knew what time it was, and they only had X amount of time. You know what I'm saying? They sent decoy cars, one car this way, one car that way, just to throw him off. They wanted him dead and his team of lawyers, but just by wanting to stand up for the rights, it could cost you your life. And why wouldn't it be hostilities between black veterans and white veterans? Look at the way they being treated. You know what I'm saying? They come back from fighting this war to put themselves on the line for their people, and look how they treated. Now, when I read this one to y'all, you know what I'm saying, this means something to me because about that 180,000. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather was part of that 880,000, and his story is similar to things that I have read to you today. So this really meant something to your boy, in respects of my grandfather who fought in World War II. This is your boy Fat Boy Fish, aka Jehoshaphat. Peace to all the people of the world.